And these lovely words are sometimes the words would need to start our morning. To be rest assured that there is love waiting for you somewhere. To be rest assured that there is love that confounds, love that never stops flowing, love that protects, love that guides, love that is always there for you. We all need it. The love of man momentarily is awesome. Momentarily is beautiful. Momentarily is all that you need for a moment. But the love of Christ is forever and ever and ever. And sometimes when you pause for a second and you look back and you see how much he has loved you and how much he has cared for you and how much he has protected you and been there for you, you can only but sing a song like the one that Chioma was singing this morning, speaking about the love of Christ. And she says that your love, it saves me. Your love, it keeps me. What other love could you look for if Jesus is loving you? I pray that you love Christ alone. When you love him alone, Christ will bring you love. The right people will come your way. And that's why I admire David so much in the Bible. David knew God so well that at every instance of his life, though the guarantees were there, though the sureties were there, though the probabilities were in his favor, he would always ask God, should I go or should I not? And that's David for you. Let the love of God lead you today. Let the love of God protect you today. Let it keep you today. From all corners of the world, I wish you the love of God. My name is Samuel Eshen, and I welcome you to the Happy Morning Show live on ETV, live on Happy 98.9 FM, live on Nisim 95.9 and 100.1. I'm hoping that your morning has started well with the Happy Morning Show crew, and we promise you a very exciting show this morning, even as we attempt to inform you, to educate you, to inspire you, and to motivate you as your downs stay locked on Happy 98.9 FM. Between now and 9, there'll be moments for us to inspire you, just as I did, to share with you the headlines of the newspapers, as well try our possible best to bring you news that is being talked about on social media, the trending news, sports updates, and then trying to break down the issues of national interest for our viewers and our listeners to understand and appreciate the context in which these issues ought to be discussed. And that's to set the agenda for the entire day and morning. You will be akwaba anapay ebejumedi so any ACP retired Victor Tando encoding komo. I'm also saying ACP retired Victor Tando din commander pay no the road safety tidbits no ebren ebejumedi so ACP anapay so akwaba ja.
Major sorry here.
Na empobo ko de.
Ya men charge em patio.
E de radio say yo anapay de e be share bi kakra.
Yo me do ase. My more happy for momo and mojmapa. Don't forget, because I come on now, continue so and children. I keep for motive medi and pay Mamunati, Mamma and the ship. I don't message my dear Cassie so. Oh, Happy FM 98.9. And I pay any idea in boss. Bema Sami a Sean and I take a drum. Oh, my boy, see them living Gerbert. The father inquire. Justice Nati, Raymond Nyamado, a Rafati Shaibu, Ali. Pastor Thomas, and Director John Kuma. Kwame, baby, I will be answered the more champagne. I was sure for, or don't for needing ye at the moment, Pachin, a strong or dim to 2 night to 2 and that. Yankan was a Indian papa be a Hatum Satundia. No man ever tapers from Fimomi and Church and one pay that by his grace we are alive. But I doubt watch on none of Remy, but was I mean, sure. Chief Asad, Mr. Kaunka, Yamenka, or Fafa. Penny bring Mrs. Abaho, Senior Tutor's Office level, and watch him up here. Penny the Intran, we are terrible ocean. Sukura, and it down so much. I salute you, Yamin Shamon of Pay. We have no idea if you know, yes, since you a fresh answer, a fresh unity, and shoot a campaign any befaso, afa yak a lot of quanaso. sɛne yɛkɔ a yɛbɛtumi akɔ asomdwam ne yɛba so a yɛbɛtumi aba asomdwam mu ɛhwɛ nɔɔma kakra fan na ne yɛtoa so a ne yɛtoa so akɔsi sɛ nsuo tɔ na muhu kwan so yi a ɛsɛ ɔtɔ bo ase papaapa sɛnea mframa ne adeɛ no nso ano ɔden a baabi pa bi gyina na ano brase a wato akwantuo so afei nsuo nso tɔ na ɛfɔm lɔre kwan so nyina tɔ bia no nsuo nti wohu kwan so yi a ɛnka nkɔ ɛkwan no nkyɛn pii ɛnkɔ kwan no nkyɛn pii wanhwɛ a na ɛno hɔ no bi agota bi anaa hɔ mpo ayɛ mmerɛ na ɛno akɔdwiw na kɔfɔ haw ɛde aba ɔma yɛnhyɛ wei nso papaapa afei ɛnyɛ ɛhyɛnkafoɔ nso nkɔ ɛne ɛti moto so sɛ nsuo tɔ a nti na ɛsɛ reflective material no ɛno ɛhia papaapa sɛ hyɛw na nsuo mpo tɔ na kanea ɛtɔɔ so a wobɛhu sɛ moto ɛna ɛkɔi anaa moto ɛna ɛba yi ɛsɛ mu bia nka ho na mu nam sumu no mu kanea mpo bi kora no wansɔ a wanhwɛ yi a na adeɛ ayɛw tie na ɛti moto so no yɛn so yɛwɔ asodie kɛsɛ papaapa ɛna mandi ka na fidie nso so sɛ yɛka kanea ɛhia papaapa ɛnyɛ anadwosom mu nko ɛna kanea no hia na mmom nsuo ɔtɔ no dwom a ikusu na ohu anim yi a ɛsɛ wode kanea no esi so ɛmpo sɛ ɛbɛyɛ yi a fa double trafficator a yɛtaka hazard light no pepia so ɛno no sɛ bi ne nyinaa no ɛbɛtumi aboa papaapa yi ɛbɛtumi aboa ɛsiane sɛ nokora nie sɛ ɛtwerɛ bi na wonam na obi ehu a ana ahomete wanhwe a na de akwanhyia de akɔba afei nyɛ no nkɔ yɛnyɛ ne nam lɔre kwa ho a yɛkɔtwa lɔre kwa no sɛ nsuo tɔ a wobɛhɛ no obi kyiniɛ kyiniɛ wanhwe a na ahata w'ani koraa wadu lɔre kwa no wasi lɔre kwa nso so wonni sɛ wotwam ɛsiane kyiniɛ no nti ɛtɔ bi a yɛde nɔɔma bi akyekyere ho yɛde nɔɔma bi hata yɛti ne ade ne nyinaa no ɛsrɛ menhyɛ no so nsuo tɔ na wonam lɔre kwa ho na wotwa lɔre kwa mu a nyafe yie so nkɔ papaapa sanso wanhwɛ ne bia draba no wanhu ntɛm na ani bɛbɔɔ so na kyerɛ sɛ wato otia breki so koraa ɛmmoa wanhwɛ ɔde kaa no babɛbɔɔ nti nsuo tɔ na wonam lɔre kwa ho nsuo tɔ wokura kyiniyɛ nsuo tɔ wohyɛ raincoat de bi ahata wo tiri a nyafe yie ma wani ehu lɔre kwan no so na ehu sɛ metwam asomdwem betumi atwam betwam ɛnyɛ nti minyina hɔ kakra ne nyinaa no bɛboa afei bibia mu no so no sɛ nsuo tɔ sɛ nsuo ɛntɔ yɛnam lɔre kwan ho a wɔn yɛnante nhyia ɛhyɛn a efi yɛn anim ɛɛba yɛnam lɔre kwan no fa sese na ɛhyɛn efi yɛn anim ba no yɛhu sɛ kaa no fi wɔakyi ba a ehu ɛyɛ wohu no ɛtɔ bi nipa bi a na ɔwerɛ firi ho nanso wakɔdi lɔre kwan no mu ɔwerɛ firi ho gye sɛ ɛbɔ bengu so wɔnhyɛ driver papa bi a ɛsɛ ɔkɔfa ɔhaw ɛde abɛfie nti mesrɛ yɛnam lɔre kwan no ɔmo yɛnante yɛnhyia ɛhyɛn a ɛfi yɛn anim ba mpo biribi ni a wotumi ehuri esi nkyɛn na wɔnya oti adidim wɔn nyinaa no yɛde siesie ho sɛnea nsuo a ɛbɛtɔ yi ɛbɛfira se wei ɛyi ne ti kakrakra no afei na ɛbɛfira se paa nsuo no tɔ a nea ɛsɛ sɛ yɛyɛ na yɛde bu ɛho ban sɛnea baabi a yɛkɔ biara yɛbɛtumi akɔ no asomdwem ne yɛba nso a yɛbɛtumi aba no asomdwem mu abusuafo no tiefo kɔ nhyiahyia a ɛne kyerɛsɛm no ɛden wɔn nyinaa hwɛ ɛho so yɛ bɛyɛ nam lɔre kwan no so sɛnea yɛbɛnya yɛti adidim akwankodoɔ nyinaa ɔdɔfoɔ gya nke ho na adwuma pa biara ɛsi ɛni so no dɛn no ɛgya no no nyɛ adom ne nhyira ɛfrɛ man
ACP and Baby Dawasi for road safety tidbit out there. Abraham Pay our happy morning shows. You better also now the headlines of the newspapers now. Abraham at the 4. And you will come to the happy morning show. I also say the headlines of the newspapers now. Abraham at the Fana Pay Ojmedino. So, we did add some minute remote Yamado and Fatih Shaibu Ali and Wahanum Zia Dijmedino. Abraham Omanfo. Fatih, good morning.
Good morning, Sammy.
I'll pay a voice in here.
Yeah, me I don't.
Ray, morning.
Morning, Sam.
You had a thing.
Nyamiado, I think.
Yo, yɛntoa na yɛmfa the work no atifisim emblem for the Daily Graphic and Shasiana Pewomo at the picture of Agubloshi. One more at the Atu Honoma, one more day some artist impression image being so Atu Honoma as to how Agubloshi would look like tomorrow. The project is completed there. I remember we were told that Agenda 111, one of the facilities would feature at Agubloshi. Any inquiry say the redevelopment of Agubloshi, it would commence as soon as possible. And the story, as a Agubloshi redevelopment scheme ready. One more at the Mr. Henry Kote, Mfoni Atu Honoma, one more and publishers conniving to print. I mean, MP amount.
No, who amount now? Is the money there? And
that's what I'm looking for. That's what
because over the years, we've seen some
there be so far me who is
it once again, pipe dream. Oh, artist impression about to make it seem say baby. Eventually, even money for the project, we don't even know where it's going to come from.
No, let me check page 20. Let me check because
no,
the story continues on page 20.
Are there a consistent feature?
Let me check.
Of your governance system.
Page 20.
So you come up with something to make the people believe, say, indeed, but
okay, there isn't
no,
any mention of how much
some of the
project is
some of the key
and the source of funding for the
some
project.
of the key I say woman.
Okay, all right. So economic challenges could affect NPP's chances. EIU report and Kasa Assembly CBI Ghana building world's largest calcined clay cement plant, and also Oman for everything I can be a Cote d'Ivoire president names new vice president, and also Oman for everything I can be Mali gets more military equipment from Russia, and also Oman for everything I can be other stories. UN to debate Security Council permanent member veto power. US drops mask mandate for airlines and trains as well. And no and economic challenges could I think I've read this story already. Other stories and so El Krata Nimu. File tax returns by April ending. Oforiata tells taxpayers and implementation of e-levy. 3 MPs file injunction, and also Honum. Pusiga District Assembly retains PM, and also Honum, and contribute to welfare reform of prisoners. MP for Afajato South and Kasa. Other stories and so any and pay. Chief provides water system for community, and ensure every boat has life jackets. Togbika Jekle urges boat owners, and don't let adversity weaken your faith in God. Bishop Dakiwood Mills in Funi Edahonum. Revelers defy rain, throng beaches, and also Elhonoma. And a pair of man for me, I can kind of
Daily Guide. Drop Mahama report rattles NDC. Minority files injunction against e-levy. Russia replies Ghana on agric claims. Ghana's economy will recover. EIU and Kasasemwe. Other stories are Ubenyakan essay. Registrar General raises late filings penalty. Benchmark Edrafor road near completion. Russia declares start of new offensive in eastern Ukraine. Man wins $450,000 suit against unwanted office birthday. And also Ewo Honum. It's also Nigerians sharing school sex tape face 14 years. Honum. Trader granted 80,000 cedi bail for rape robbery. Tricycle thief granted 60,000 cedi bail. Assess policies carefully. Professor Enim Ena Eka. Tech police deployment curbed road crashes. NSRA Ena Eka Sasemwe. We nyina eye stories a ubenya ewo daily guide mu anope.
The Chronicle anope say ruling party reacts to EIU report and says NDC winning 2024 is no news. NPP breaking the 8 is the real McCoy. Desperate minority applies for injunction on e-levy. Mining war in Adanse, and also a story a portion of the community illegal mining. And will reject elections in only 9 polling stations. And no some polling station executives of the NPP almost or Modiaba. Nina stories are a front page of the Chronicle. Na otwaso ewo paper noma story bako ewo house tema ECG Schools Market Association on unsafe use of electric power and atema oil refinery to get strategic investor. I know the question I yebisa anope we nyina stories offer the Chronicle betumi akan.
Offer the new crusading guide anope one more at the MPs be infoni at honum who a minority leader infoni honum Mahama Yarga infoni on Samuel Kujeto Black and Susan Funi at the animum was a move to pull stopper on e-levy underway as minority raised to Supreme Court for injunction and no honum. COA lines up fleet of posh cars toward global peace mission. Nana Okata picks forms to contest whom NPP chairmanship seat and also honum. And tech development, police visibility key to reducing road crashes. National Road Safety Authority for boss and no.
The Informer. Minister decries laziness of ministries and government agencies. As in North NDC Wahala, Asiedun Ketia hot as angry party supporters bare teeth at him for ignoring petition against MP. So keeping ECG others afloat, let's be patriotic. Energy Minister appeals. Government get tough on criminals. Free SHS has come to stay as Catholic Bishop urges continuity in development projects. Commentary of people must leave the Supreme Court alone. Blame the Chikwesin and Asiedun Ketia. And no ewo honum. It's also other stories are Ubenya ewo people no say. Baumia donate 60,000 cedis to families of Zakoli killings. Minority files injunction application against implementation of e-levy. Court remands lecturer of whole school of hygiene for slashing son with a cutlass. EIU projects 7 cedis 87 pesos as end of year rate against US dollar. Bank of Ghana to soon license new savings and loans firms. Confidence restored. Telco's chamber wants e-levy law reviewed to exclude salary payment via Momo. The Informer newspaper.
Hold on 1 second. Now, I thought stakeholder engagement also. I thought some of your town hall meetings. Until we town hall meetings, and obviously there would have been some stakeholder engagement.
Yes.
At the time, telcos now can't the government said payment of salaries using e-levy, no more concerns with it.
Well, I'm sure say chamber no bet me answer question.
Okay.
Yanto aso. Ghanaian Times anope say landlords tenants face prosecution for failing to clean frontage. Eno near Sema Henry Court Greater Accra Regional Minister Diaba.
That's some because landlords and tenants to face prosecution for paying over 6 months advance.
Yeah, we almost say cleaning your frontage. Foodstuff prices escalate on markets. We a big story waha ubehu yam, tomatoes, pepper. Sending in an ebo akosro na we submission and now between our confirm me same we say no cry na no cry sami.
So don't say no cry.
Tricky AFCON 2023 draw for Black Stars. Costa Rica Vice President, UNFPA head arrive in Ghana for Diaspora Forum. Supreme Court hears application to stop e-levy implementation on May 4. 4 granted 21 million Ghana cedi bail over alleged attempt to defraud bank. 2 Indians killed, 7 injured in road crash at Gomwa Mampong. Also, our paper normal says SNIT launches campaign to increase membership. CAR, Central African Republic's war crimes trial agenda after lawyer no show. Nina a paper no ediaba na deadly blasts target Kabul school for boys. Russian bombard cities as Eastern offensive begins. Registrar General's Department increases penalty for late filing of annual returns. WAGP, a West Africa gas pipeline, sets highest monthly average record of gas supply. Nina a sema ewaha na otraso ewo paper num anopea. Other stories about me I can say avoid comfort zone phenomenon. CPP tasks women. Strengthen accountability mechanism to increase openness in local government. Merkuduka leads unity work at Takwa. Government to integrate West Africa gas pipeline with LNG to boost gas supply. Aspiring NDC executive members pledge to revitalize branches. Ayuko 2 warns against apathy ahead of election 2024. MPs struggling to accept reality of hung parliament. ASEPA reviews. Na otoaso ewo paper noma. Other stories were 200 Zongo communities in 6 regions to benefit from e-wash project. Na osha paper noma beautiful picture bi ewo ha obon se ya nuanum TV3 ma launch 25 years of excellence in broadcasting. Kojo opon kruma ejina finfin ho beautiful picture na omoso omode aba no pia ufa Ghanaian Times to akai. Na final story I'm the Baba say government urged to institute measures to protect minority groups. We air stories and pay ufa Ghanaian Times to akai.
See, share the Economic Times and him and a pair of stories or be any government to borrow 24.6 billion Ghana cedis for second quarter and no honum. Economists fear Ghana's economy may collapse if domestic revenue is not improved. Standard Bank predicts economic growth of 6.2% in 2022 amidst low Eurobond market access. Into a stories on pay the Economic Times at the Abrain on pay.
Republic Press, Ghana School of Law SRC president interjected for misappropriation of funds. NDC will win as a North seat again in by-election Benefsin Ena Eka. Registrar General revises upwards penalty for late filing. NDC MPs run to Supreme Court to block e-levy. MPP OK's EIU reports why Wednesday. Don't blame us for global economic crisis. Russian embassy in Ghana. It's also other stories. Sabenya ewo people anemo essay. Ukraine war. Russia bombards cities as Eastern offensive begins. U.S. judge throws out Biden mask mandate for planes and trains. South Africa declares state of disaster after deadly flood. African refugees in Tunisia demand evacuation to different countries. Arabina Obin donates to XYZ Easter Trail event. Saso and NDC to win power in 2024 EIU and Eka. Eastern region, please hunt for man over illegal demolition at Pampaso. Middle Belt Development Authority commissions dormitory block for Dadia Swaba Nursing and Midwifery Training School. Anna Ewa Central Region, man kills wife over 2 cities at Asen Bipo Koko. We stories are a War Republic Press.
The custodian Anopese, U.S. launches $29 million initiative to support healthy life in Ghana. We a big story at what paper and front page Anope. We will win 2024 polls despite EIU forecast. NPP Yaobuabi Samoa, Director of Communications, and all this assembly aba. Coca shakes Wuntumi's backyard. Na Coca aspiring Ashanti Regional Chairman or Denuhu Kukuapia. Technology, please visibility, reduce road crashes. National Road Safety Authority boss and also all this assembly aba. We and the stories and pay offer the custodian over to me. Okay. The final paper and pay the finder. Stories waha ebi any over 7,181 ex-convicts returned to prison in 5 years. Over 1,000 cases recorded each year. We a big story waha say Samiti story ni bi say over 7,181 ex-convicts returned to prison in 5 years. Over 1,000 cases recorded each year. It's a question I have been say, convicts no, omuko prisoner. What do they come out with? What do I say? Then omuko true or then omuko siya, omuba baka, omuko bagibio.
Yeah, the conditions and systems are in prisons so until Babano are reformed.
Yes, so I mean, a honor, I say, a honor, I say, attention.
We hear stories of people who have gone there and come back
worse off.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that instead of bags of rice, ni oil, ni chicken, they come out prisons, no. And eventually, it doesn't end up in the prisoners na catching no. I said to me, share how we can reform the prisons are corrective institutions rather than just a punishing institution.
Do you think the intent of the Ghana prisons is that of correction?
So I mean, more of punitive, but I said to me, introduce
exactly.
it. Because you see,
Same.
if they will come out.
Oh. There are correctional facilities and there are maximum security prisons.
True.
Depending on your offense, maybe I do ever call. Let's look at whether we are mixing. Offenders.
We are mixing no.
What's my say? We are mixing offenders. To say ebia obi oni obi akoko. It's possible obi oni obi akoko. And nipa ne pra.
Yes.
And ebia only lawyer na say oni mnasem kantino. Eventually no wakwa prison. So as no be akwa we are 2 cities. So the koto say like amaneba. Na ya chin na yede na kotum.
Yeah.
No oni obi a ebia okuta arms or they are called robbe. Omunda the same place.
Yeah. That's the case. That is the situation.
And no, eventually, the likelihood of one recruiting the other, eventually, if they get out, because I know some NGOs, be a multiple prisons, acquire training, soap making, say, into your mono, and also it's part of the reforms.
How real is that situation, Fatih, you just referenced? Obia, no, I want here, or operation, Makoba, or 20,000.
Yeah.
Now, ordinary go to prison. No, I catch it. So
no, this are not your operation. No, the prison no okono. Or call for punitive, not correctional necessarily.
True.
Yes.
And you don't mix them and intend to give them the same correctional.
No,
reforms.
There are instances where people who have gone in for punitive reasons in TIA, they end up reformed.
Yes.
In prison.
Yes.
So I mean. We should pay attention.
It's also about
so
individual, your friend say, individual
decisions. I know. I chanced on a report and it was suggestive said the Shuach boss, Mr. Whittle, was making the case that we should decriminalize most of these petty crimes.
Yeah.
Obia Korea, Baile, Obia Korea, Bode, Obia Korea, Sadia, na. I not could be a jail. No, 10 years, 20 years, 15 years. No. When the people who are stealing the billions, that's what Domalan cruises.
They can pay top.
They
can pay top lawyers.
Convict you.
Sammy, they can pay top lawyers. No do mo case mama.
That's all.
But a ponchitif no.
Only be Only be
So I mean, at the end of the day,
don't go and steal anybody's thing.
World Bank cuts growth forecast to 3.2%.
You may not steal.
Yeah.
You may not steal. But you may find yourself in a position of being accused of stealing.
So I mean, in the NSA, when I misbehave on the platform,
now we will remove you.
No, when I misbehave on the platform, na see we contempt of court in sense and I say makoka assemble defamatory in sense na afi kopie mu efiase a I'm not being taken to a correctional facility.
I saw when you correction.
I was saying,
who correction?
Who said you actually? I was saying you got GID. And I said correction. Now you change your ethics.
You see, but I mean, no, that is not going to be the case. I'm going to so heavy.
Yes, of course.
And it's also,
no, I said to me, share how we.
Of course, that's how they all see a true also. If you didn't, you are.
World Bank cuts growth forecast to 3.2%, citing Russia-Ukraine war, COVID-19 surge in China. David Malpass also Odiatuja. National Road Safety Authority to publish compliance audit report on transport operators. Kodia Etiahene and on this assembly aba Samia de we fine power. Transport is safe, they are safe. Oh, very fine, very fine.
Yeah.
Stop GRA from collecting e-levy. 3 NDC MPs praise Supreme Court. ADB donates food items to Chief Imam and others. Now, also our paper no man. I say IMF. Okay, IMF cuts global growth forecast due to seismic waves from Russia's war in Ukraine. It is IMF cut growth forecast. World Bank so cut growth forecast. Problem.
It's a huge issue.
Yeah,
very huge one.
No violent crimes recorded during Easter. Ghana Police Service and almost this assembly Atuja. And expert warns COVID-19 pandemic not over as global cases surpass 500 million. Tech deployment and police visibility key to reducing road crashes. National Road Safety Authority and almost this assembly ABBA. Cabinet action ends 25-year-old quest for legal timber in Ghana. Nina in summer paper no adiaba na digital skills to be a requirement in entrepreneurship. Nina in summer no pay offer finder obetumi okay.
Daily Statesman, leaders advised to sacrifice comfort for growth. E-levy saboteurs at work. NDC seeks Supreme Court injunction against implementation. MPP opens nominations for constituency elections. President admonishes chiefs on chieftaincy dispute. No ewo honum. Saso ena stop doing politics with Elembele. Community mining DCE warns. Godfrey Dame, Asin North MP must suffer Ademu Sekande's fate. Road accident addressing risk factors. No ewo honum. Christian Council advises leaders to sacrifice comfort for Ghana's growth. Ghana Togo redemarcate borders to resolve land dispute. No ewo honum. So an attack on NPP members work for unity. Bank of Ghana directs lenders to enforce their rights using regulatory act. We are working to ensure successful implementation of e-levy telco chamber and kasasem with Business and Financial Times and amede ebetwaso. The Money Summit 2022 interoperability to drive cross-border payment settlement, Aza Finance and ECA. CBI Ghana to build Ghana's largest clay cement, calcined clay cement. Letters of credit concept and inherent benefit to business growth, and also Ewo Honum. 3.2 billion cedis losses weigh heavily on ECG. Going to IMF will benefit economy, EIU and ECA. Car Rentals Association targets Kumasi as new hub as city readies for international airport status in August. Way air stories are Ubenya Ewo Business and Financial Times mo anope.
My final two papers are a Daily Analyst and Today newspaper. On the front page of the Daily Analyst newspaper, 2022 Kwawu Easter was exceptional. Kwawu Jasihene and Ekasa Akufo-Addo Bawumia commended over Middle Belt Development Authority. EIU's report on Mahama is a huge boost for MPP. Yao Boabeng Asamoah assets, but Mahama's office rubbishes report. E-levy Buhaha, NDC files injunction. Case set for May 4th at Supreme Court. And no Ewo Honum. Today newspaper, what Prophet Indrum foresaw about the financial sector reforms. Not too late to make a correction. Bring GN Bank back. And no Honum. NDC rejects EIU's 2022 report and a Dark Hayward Mills Mons son. And also Honoma Oman for a bit me. I can kind of
Is your more rejection by just a Mahama 2024?
There is a report and they say with a different candidate. No, with John Dramani Mahama.
And this is to come back to power. Okay, that's what he said. Yes, not John Mahama.
Yeah. So, well.
And so I'm pay different candidates. I'm patche.
Nah, this is some. I see some.
Now, say a part in it. Say I didn't 2 votes. Baku you'll be winning.
Yes.
But Baku say to me, as a candidate to revitalize and the word no more is here then. BBB. To chances no. So maybe so. Yeah, you know more.
I'm on it.
I want to grow. Samuel Moamanoni. Omuni Ghana. Sammy, who patches
Economic Intelligence Unit.
Sammy, into patches a report for international.
Oh, international report.
Oh, sir. Oh, I see. Thank you for the education. Yantos.
Now, one guy about she said, and I was saying,
Me na me say that's all they say.
what's that what she said?
Honestly, I could be serious. Me dey me serious. Obi bisa leading questions on the question na ma wu ana. On our website www.happyghana.com stories are on any we welcome EIU report NPP. You see it's interesting. Obi akacho so be free power no.
And that's the last time I made you a mentia.
Just say ebe Muhammad here and he lose you. EIU reports NDC is bigger than any individual and you can come and ekasa. Ghana has been subjected to ridicule. ABA proceed. I was also serious.
Sammy, Andy can.
No, I say Kokosa say.
Sammy, Andy can say.
No, Mentiase.
Can Andy come story?
EIU reports. NDC is bigger than any individual. Andy can come. I want to say.
Yeah, you. Upo Andy can come there and I'm sharing our course commotion. That's all that comes to mind. Sammy, I think I'm losing my voice. Yeah.
Sammy, Andy can come. Person in here 101.
Andy answer.
And you did for baby I want to try. Who's the voice in the temple no go so?
No, person in here 101.
But I said there was be a book interview.
No, because
and I'm friend them on pay.
Yeah, Nini.
I'm friend them out.
Nini be maintain.
Obey waiver.
Interview no.
I will show you so.
So see a person in the interview.
Producer mo pay away you.
Okay.
Why don't one day this all on Facebook?
There be a hair neighbor.
And I say I didn't be call a back on friend say.
Hey, woman ko.
Last silence.
Ghana Meteo warns northern region over heavy downpour. Tiling and building pavement cause of Accra floods. Dark Hayward Mills' first son dies on Good Friday. Let's all have faith. Everything will be fine. Until where your stories are, your website and pay.
CityNewsroom.com and pay say NPP's handling of the economy can't break the 8th. John Gachi. It will be contemptuous to implement e-levy despite court case at Blakwa. Ghanaians are tired of corruption under NPP. They want Mohammed's return. Joyce Muktari and Odisa Semwe Abba. Minority files injunction application against implementation of e-levy. My interdiction is unconstitutional. Ghana School of Law SRC President. Nah, Sammy. Law School SRC President now.
I'm watching that also.
Nah, Sika Ohopa.
Very many posts in the pay. Many posts in the pay.
I see. Leap resumes cash payments to beneficiary households. NPP will break the 8th despite EIU's prediction of likely NDC victory. Yao Boabin Asamoah. KNUST, the first cause of students over inability to pay school fees. Sami with school no. Students need to meet ya.
Now I said I want to meet you. There is nothing wrong with.
Jabi Sami, you see.
Saying
it's a school no to me. Tamper justice with mercy.
No money there.
Sami, and IMF see IMF reports. World Bank reports. What am I say? COVID-19, Russia-Ukraine war. Sami, students in this come to office.
Well, help me out, eh? I saw a story online yesterday.
Yes.
The Russian embassy is allegedly issued a statement to the effect that Ghana must stop using Ukraine-Russian war as basis for every problem in this country. Is it true?
I don't want to believe that it's true.
No, it's true. I think it was a general statement that was made, but
the whole world.
Yes,
Okay.
but you know, now for contextualizing more.
Okay, so I mean, I'm with them. The Abama. They say students, no, be pretty nice. I mean, Juma, what am I say? It's a KNUST, the human face. That's I mean, KNUST the first scores of students. So I mean, scores of students. When one student, two students. I mean, and I mean, Mira who are not paying. So I mean, Mira because times are hard.
So in this school,
over non-payment of fees.
Yes. In total, show. Now I send you a message. Dear students, your program has been deferred as you have not met the minimum requirement of the KNUST fees, credit, and debt management policy. Thank you. Message in Paul phone so sir naturally. That's what tomorrow say as I'm not loto.
But Raymond, you know that the school must be run.
Oh, Sammy, no doubt. But
no. Let's be fair to the school as well.
Oh, Sammy.
The school must be run. Faculties have to be run. Lecturers have to be paid. Electricity has to be paid. Water, all those things. There are facilities, the non-teaching staff, all of them. Where would they get the money from if all they do is freebies? Where would they get the money from?
Oh, Sammy, we are not asking for freebies.
No, but that's what you are suggesting.
The students are saying.
He says that there is a credit and what unit.
Yes.
It would mean that they have given some room.
Oh yes, of course.
For the students to do the needful, and it has not been done.
No, Sammy, no doubt. Sammy, what I'm saying, we are not saying that students should go to school for free, but we are saying some students are saying that they've paid 50% of the fees. Mm-hmm. Still, no, they have been affected by this deferment.
Do you know what these students would do if we woke up one morning and for a whole day there's no power on campus?
Sammy, we've not reached there.
No, I'm saying that we shouldn't even get there.
Sammy, we've not gotten there.
We shouldn't even get there.
What I'm saying is, the other names is here. I say, Omo policy be Kitu Abienswa, KBN, SRC, school penny for the year. I mean, almost Omo year, but still no, I say, Omonia respect. I say, I no pay the Beko University because I same with the Damakuma Super. Also, Omo share the Omo pay setters or Kroma Universities, University of Ghana here. Until deferment is same say because of school fees. They should adopt that model. Whatever model University of Ghana is using, students knowing did they say a different model. I think that KNUST should also apply same.
There are two different institutions.
No. Baku a pay setter.
Well, it doesn't matter. You can be a pay setter.
Baku so ranked internationally, no. But then,
look, young man, proceed.
Mahama leading NDC in 2024 will boost breaking the 8th agenda. NPP and Omodesa Assembly Abba. Allow prisoners to enjoy sex with their spouses on visits. NGO advocates. Sammy.
So why is the NPP crying more than the bereaved? Seriously. Like, what now? What's your money? So that they can win.
There be. No. Sammy, Tio. Allow prisoners to enjoy sex with their spouses on visits. NGO advocates. Sammy, maybe.
Google News. The 5-minute meeting in Abuja Stadium that decided Ghana's fate in World Cup. We are still on the matter. Stop blaming Ghana's economic woes on us, Russia to government. AFCON 2023 qualifiers. Ghana drawn in Group E with Madagascar, Angola. NDC cannot win 2024 elections with Mahama, EIU, and Eka Sasemwe. Edin Katia's bold Ghana declaration piles pressure on Hassan Odoi. No ewo honum Saso and National Cathedral Methodist Church Ghana donate 100,000 cedis. 2 Indians die in motor accident at Gomwa Mampo. We a stories are ubenya ewo Google News.
Yentoso na yenko CNN yenfa stories or CNN and pay embre oman for international news items kakra yensa aka. One must say situation at final Mariupol holdout critical. One see Ukrainian commander says forces at steel factory where hundreds of civilians are said to be sheltering have only a few days or even hours left. It drops into a big black hole. US doesn't really know what happens to weapons sent to Ukraine. And a blatant and cynical lie. Dad of Moskva sailor lashes out at Russian government. An abandoned Russian military camp in a forest near Kiev reveals horrors of the invasion. Hunger and anger in Shanghai's unending lockdown nightmare. And also sea levels are rising in most of the world, not in this country. And also Oman for Ebitimi Akinkan be at least 6 dead in explosions at Kabul schools. And also Netflix's bad year just got worse. And also Oman for Ebitimi Akinkan be Anopay.
BBC.com Anopay say Russia gives fresh ultimatum to fighters in Mariupol. Ukraine's allies pledge more arms to help win war. Deadly blasts target Kabul school for boys. Unexplained child hepatitis cases seen in EU and US. 1 dead as police open fire at Sri Lanka protests. Johnny Depp.
I didn't hear movies.
Movies.
Onya free Wi-Fi or fun.
Johnny Depp, but
Baby, I'm not going for the code that almost status. I don't know.
Movie back. Bet me actually. I used to 1 month. I share 1 hour movie.
Only the entire movie.
I bet.
Mentia see the entire. We spend 1 hour 45 minutes, 2 hours, 2 hours 30 minutes, 3 hours.
Movie wait me actually. Amanesi air Bahubali.
I know come in 2 weeks. Johnny Depp testifies he never hit Amber Heard. And Maboni Amber Heard. Netflix in first loss of subscribers in 10 years. Kavers gets judged to halt work on Mexico Maya train. And a US spring snowstorm leaves 300,000 in the dark. When you know air stories and pay uko bbc.com over to me akai.
Yo, yemoshi na info weather update no. Embre adofo anope ewo jumedi no eso. But I think I do feel that 200 more about ever happy morning shows. Jumedi ekoso ewo Nisem 95.9 and 100.1. Ekoso ewo happy 98.9 FM and then ETV Ghana. Ghana Metro Force and Kancho one for you say early morning cloudiness across the country will clear to a sunny weather as the day progresses. Late afternoon to evening thunderstorms are expected over a few areas within the middle and northern sectors. Into we update a few omo essay anopay Accra Aflao Takrade anyhow would experience partly cloudy morning with temperature around 25 degrees Celsius. Intermittent sunny moments are expected for the afternoon with temperature around 32 degrees Celsius. It will be partly cloudy in the evening with temperature around 28 degrees Celsius. Offshore the northern Delta. One more essay for Damango, Bogatanga, Naleugu, and Wam. It will be partly cloudy this morning. Temperature will be around 26 degrees Celsius. That's the lowest, with intermittent sunny moment expected for the afternoon and temperature around 39 degrees Celsius. And you may it will be partly cloudy with temperature around 30 degrees Celsius. Into any weather update a bit me a day abre at the 4 hours media so anapay.
If you are at the COVID-19 update, to us. So new cases 1, active cases 29, confirmed cases 161,114, death 1,445. Worldwide total figures are recorded 505 million plus 470,000. Death 6.2 million plus 1,450. If you want to man on social media, edit trend to know at was so. Word of God hashtag air trendy. Na evangelist be a friend no akwesi ewa. Ena waka say, sorry, and I say church enye obliged to say. I was say omobwa omo members financially ewo kwan bia so. Now I say church finances no. Finances bia your dear maintenance any marketing. And you know, you maintain church, you know, now face your market church, you know, and no na you disask no no. And she say oh share sorry be TV so now mu ye preaching in your man and no marketing because omutia for airtime no. So and now mu Facebook na their data no mu turning in no. Marketing no and no. As a more marketing sorry no. Omo marketing also for na na so omo marketing ya me asem there. I guess no one bet me a church remo. Na o say amanfo enpe edwuma bi nye no munyai say de bi omo sori mpese omo hwe asori enim say asori ebe ma omo esika no. Now he emphasized say when you are in need of financial assistance as a member, you should look for a job rather than tend to the church. Enti also for evangelists this same way ebeto ho no. Enna na nekia say, why don't you use the same word of God to buy your houses, cars and pay your children's school fees? I sometimes feel sorry for those who always give their hard-earned money to their pastors instead of those who really need it. Kwesi say he is actually right. They are the ones doing the selling and the members doing the buying. It's business for them as usual. Lucia say, and the pastor needs money and not the word of God. So the congregants should find work to do, earn money, and come back to the church for them to be milked and duped, right? Now say the man of God needs the Bible and listeners not money. We all don't need money. Let's just read the Bible and be satisfied. Kobia say, and since we need word of God, so that the church problems, including financial support, also need the word of God. If you want to know another hashtag trendy AFCON buses. Now 2 months after closing of the 33rd edition of the Africa Cup of Nations showpiece in Cameroon, no, the buses purchased for the transportation of national teams and delegations that took part in AFCON 2021 remain unclear, according to Cameroonian daily La Anecdote. Of the 90 buses now, omu eyusu ye AFCON no. Only the indomitable Lions remain, which the team is using for their home game, is traceable. The akani nyinano adane excavators. And to comment by any Prince say bulldozers even got missing in Ghana. How much more common bus? Amwa say excavators went missing in Ghana. You are talking buses. And they say that is Africa, yet we put blame on Western world as the cause of our problems when we as a people are so corrupt. So this reminds me of our over 500 plus missing excavators in Ghana. Asari say, don't worry, in Ghana 500 excavators flew away. Till date we don't know the whereabouts. I remember some time ago in the news 2 airplanes got missing in Nigeria. In Atamil's regime, a drill ship was sold without the money being seen. Therefore, the ship was rendered missing. Even excavators got missing too. Welcome to Africa. I used to say, so cause of this they are crying. They should come to Ghana where 500 excavators flew up and nowhere to be seen. It is and no more kasemo there. Na se bus way so be at bus no. E intercity travel business and as they be crana Ufa can from Cameroon, always media copy another country. So tough you are now the taxes, move on his arm. And amount for a car. Into buses, no, almost over 90, aka one. The uncanny so more renty and almost idea common neura for money. EIU report, meaning, sir, what's in wasem. Aye, obisi me jitum, obisi me jintum, any idea. Now, the Economist Intelligence Unit and the 5-year forecast for Ghana ABBA. April 13th, no, and I'm release year. Now, our reports in the mono, former President John Mahama and almost say or consider Sobesa Arane as candidates on the ticket of the NDC. Now, reports in the say, or some will try some revitalize it, or more prospect coming into power, now coming back to power, no, with a fresh candidate. So more passion say, Omuni former President Mahama ain't seen China Mumpo before. So more say, Omo Enrinia, so more by Mubiema. Comment by no ebi any. Nathan say, yes, with Aluto Jacobs. I would say Mahama will be president again. No mankind can stop this from happening. Bill also say, the EIU can bring their candidate. Kwesi say, NDC can win 2024 elections, but terms and conditions apply. Ghani say, Mahama is still the surest bet for the NDC and Ghana as a whole. EIU should come again. Godwin say, with or without Mahama, NDC cannot win the election. MPP, we are breaking the 8, period. You can have the transformer. Don say, it all lies. EIU forgot to admonish the fact that any other candidate will campaign on the rapid infrastructure development of Mahama. Agendering NDC must lose 2024. EIU. And sir, and a comment, you know, it's here, trending issues, you know. ABC ewa.
Yeah.
This is me. Who here sky and go for us of.
Oh, humpty. Ati. Say, you never share, sorry, I say. Na, I sorry, no. Yo, so for see, I'm born in, see, I sorry, dying. I contribute, me see, I sorry, dying now. Maybe I sorry, no, no. I say, I sorry, no, enya, bibi a bear, a cranny, they are supporting, I sorry, no. Then you see, depending on salary, I sorry, no, offer trees in Kwa, so. Na, almost any school. Near kindergarten, near primary school, near JHS. Now, for the year, you see, I saw it on the first and foremost. Now, you see, Kasansukusi school. About iPad mission was school, Honoma. Make up bread. Church members, Ember, most of the schools, on your music, you know, I'm a manco. Outsiders, Ember, and Ember, because the outsiders can pay for the quality service that the school is providing. But only one of us will come for a call. Obabiwu. It's no phone. COVID-19 period. Some big men of God in this country made a similar comment. Say COVID-19 abano. And yes, I bring a man for behind him. We say they are sorry, sick and never show. But what did Jesus do when he was working with the disciples and other followers? He fed them. Namu de mun fidi and namu si en kopa baby a. Eba kopa baby e di. Mo no afa pen na church.
Yeah,
rough. Then I'll church obi paneso.
Oh, there be say me hwehwe me EIU for no.
Ah. Wo ho ade kwa wo hwe.
Oh, me ho.
Nti person dey start.
Oh, so me pese chassis but na me pese ya fa minority in parliament chassis.
Okay.
Ye ne minority we are. Me ho a ebetumi abo
your 20 minutes to play with ntino.
And mame fa minority in parliament chassis. Na me we are na we remo e wo KNUST because me nuanom no omo ho asem ayame mobo anope. Sami, stop GRA from collecting e-levy 3 NDC MPs pray Supreme Court. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu and 2 members of Parliament are praying the Supreme Court to stop the GRA, the Ghana Revenue Authority, from collecting the controversial e-levy on May 1, 2022. The MPs had earlier filed a writ challenging the quorum that passed the controversial law, which is expected to be heard on May 4. However, with the commencement of the e-levy transaction fixed for May 1, they want it halted. In a motion notice for an application for interlocutory injunction filed at the Supreme Court yesterday, the NDC MPs want government to be restrained from commencing with the implementation of the e-levy until the determination of the substantive suit before the court. They argue that a determination by the court that the Electronic Transaction Levy Act 2022, Act 1075, was passed contrary to Article 1041 of the Constitution would render the Electronic Transfer Levy Act 2022 null and void and of no effect. Therefore, it is judicially prudent that the government of Ghana, through the Ghana Revenue Authority or its officers and agents, are restrained from commencing with the implementation of the levy until the constitutionality of the passage of the Electronic Transfer Levy Act 2022, Act 1075 is determined. The plaintiffs again contend that there are serious and weightier constitutional matters for the court to determine. Therefore, it is just and convenient that the implementation of the levy by the GRA is temporarily frozen by the court. Sami, we any asema ewaha na osha omutwaso ekase that unless the Ghana Revenue Authority is restrained, irreparable harm will be occasioned to the plaintiffs and also to the millions of citizens of Ghana and all other persons in Ghana, on the basis that if the court nullifies the passage of the E-Transfer Levy Act 2022, Act 1075, the government of Ghana will not be in the position to reimburse all the monies paid by the millions of citizens of Ghana and all other persons. Ena assembly isiwo. Sami, we any asema minority ediakoto parliament na ocean penny form wo assembly mu a obehu Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, obehu Openyi Haruna Idrisu, a minority leader, obehu Openyi a friend Haruna Idrisu, ono so echinim din
Mahama Yariga.
Mahama Yariga. Nti omo nyina omo foni wo ha, omo ene plaintiff applicants e wa assembly mu na attorney general ene defendant respondents and Minister, Attorney General, Ministry of Justice, Godwin Educhi Tamaklo and their council, Emma plaintiffs now. Umako Pimo Kota, Omusiki interlocutory injunction. Senabeya. Sami, assembly there, see, and it here. They are two women.
So they are two women. You see, it will be foolhardy on our part to think, say, what will be touched and what will not be touched by the e-levy is explicit. Okay. If it were the case, and Keti Hanum saying, there wouldn't be a report on a sister network, My Joy Online, to the effects that the GRA, as at the time that the story was done, was going to consult the Ministry of Finance to clarify on certain things, especially when it comes to the payment of salaries to workers. They are now going to distinguish between bulk corporate transactions and then individual transactions. The telcos chamber themselves are also raising some concerns. All these require some fine-tuning about who, what will be taxed by the e-levy. By now, and the 20th, I catch us e-levy, no, the implementation would start by next month, 1st. But now there should be clear-cut documentation, whether it is videos, whether it is infographics, whether it is articles, whether it is what, whether it is radio advertisements, whether it is TV ads, must be out there clearly telling us what will be taxed and what will not be taxed. But it's not out there. There's the assumption, say, the people know, but the people don't. If the GRA itself doesn't know. And so, Raymond, all this about going to court and not going to court, at this point where we are, I've made my position known. At some point, I resisted the, how do you call it, the e-levy. At some point, I made a U-turn. It's been passed. I have tuned my mind. Next month, strategy I may issue, I'm in the BMA, e-levy transactions, and it's public knowledge. You see, I'm in the 500 Ghana cedis. You be tuned within 5 days. Oh, there be 7 months in America. 5 days payment. It's here, like it or not. For me, I don't know whether really the intent of the minority is about the e-levy.
But you think it's about what?
I don't know.
Then why are you questioning their intent?
Legitimate question you're also asking. But, any baby a case in the accuracy.
Hello.
Yes.
What exactly do you mean by that?
Sir, I didn't know about say first, me boy.
Yes.
Court in some better case, on the 4th, me boy. And I remember, me boy. And yes, sir. Since I started to teach you that. And I need a chance.
Yes, I mean, and that is why, you see, that is why.
Yeah, chance this
injunction. No, you see, that is why this injunction comes in handy. And so, I mean, you see, now I wanted you to stay with the legal matters. As to whether we'll pay or won't pay, no, so I mean, it's our breaking across it.
Yes, so me.
But I mean, there are fundamental issues that have to be determined.
About?
Especially with regard to the Transfer Levy Act 2022 Act 1075 no, coming into law. No. Fundamental questions have to be determined, or issues have to be determined by the Supreme Court.
About what?
About quorum that passed the e-levy. What do I say? And the minority are taking
the case.
No, Sami Nyabotre.
Is that not the case on the quorum?
Sami Nyabotre. Yes, that matter is supposed to be heard on the 4th of May. Now, what the minority are saying is that even before this matter is heard, Supreme Court, I am coming for an interlocutory injunction for on the implementation of the e-levy from May 1, 2022. The reason is simple. If the court determines that the e-levy that was passed was in breach of constitutional provisions, Article 1041, it means that those who would have paid from 1st May to 4th or 5th or 6th May, no, irreparable damage, because the government may not be in the position to reimburse their monies to them. That is one of the issues, one of the key issues on Morezi. Again, almost say, if, and they are using if the court determines, say, based on the fact that until e-levy, you couldn't have passed it now. So I mean, it raises a lot of issues with regard to that whole process that went on. From that point where we said it was passed to the point where the president assented to it, to the point where GRA wants to take. So I mean, these are a lot of issues that have to be resolved.
So are we being told, sir? You see,
in the interim,
if the telcos are going to make the deductions on behalf of the GRA and the government.
Yes.
If the telcos make the deduction,
and
then the ruling comes against, let's say, the majority, as to the process of use of the passing brano and yajuma. Are we telling ourselves that the telcos cannot reimburse every individual?
Let's not even get there. Let's wait until the determination of this particular matter.
Maybe it's a simple question. Are we saying, the telcos cannot reimburse that 1 point?
Some we can't tell. So even to avoid all that, say you and cry, buy and pay me my money, come and pay money. No, so let's not even get there.
No, I'm surprised you guys are saying you can't tell that the telcos can reimburse you.
No, Sam, you can't.
Who transfers a wrong account? They're able to reimburse you. I'm not going to reimburse you.
See, Sam, this whole system.
We don't know the whole. Your friend is
e-levy model, collection model.
Exactly. So we don't know if there is a special account that it goes in directly.
It's
and
strange.
I say it takes 30 days.
It is
and
strange
it takes
that
90
you guys
days.
would
All those
say,
things, no.
The telcos cannot reimburse you.
Sammy?
It's strange.
Sammy?
Now, Sammy, wait. It will take the government to direct the telcos to reimburse or not.
Yeah.
But the moment
you know that.
If the minority wins the case, it is automatic.
Sammy, me pacho, Debbie.
Sammy,
what's sending mama wrong number there?
How many days did it take to
How many years did it take?
Me send the momo come wrong number.
Sammy, you see, this is the part. This is the part that is instructive. Or say that unless the Ghana Revenue Authority is restrained, irreparable harm would be occasioned to the plaintiff and also millions of citizens and all other persons in Ghana on the basis that if the court nullifies the passage of the E-Levy Act 2022 Act 1075, the government of Ghana would not be in the position to reimburse all the monies paid by millions of citizens of Ghana and all other persons. I mean, you see, this is the basis on which these 3 MPs have gone to court to seek an interlocutory injunction. Yes, I mean, you see, common sense would have it. That's, I mean, what is a substantive case before the Supreme Court, which has an implication on this particular operation of the GRA, the Finance Ministry, and everybody? So, I mean, because there's an interpretation matter there. Yankoji's interpretation, so, I mean, it is 137. Supreme Court had the ruling by the Justice Abdullahi case. 137 was not fit to reject the budget. It's 137 fit to pass E-Levy. So, I mean, see, these are interesting legal, arguments that have to be made. Once we get to the bottom of this matter and there's closure, so, I mean, we move on to the next phase of collecting the E-Levy or not collecting the E-Levy.
But have you prepared yourself to pay the E-Levy?
In all honesty, I actually don't care.
Fine, fair enough. Have you prepared yourself to pay the E-Levy?
I'll stop using Momo.
Well, I have prepared. I've tuned my mind that at some point in time I'll pay the E-Levy. I can crack all the jokes and say, so my transfer is kind of 100, and I say I can make all those jokes. But on a more serious note, you will have no option than to send certain amounts using the mobile money platform. Convenience.
If that is what you are saying, then of course we also say that then what's your business with asking the kind of questions you are asking?
Yes. So if I may explain, you see, it is obvious that government needs the money or the revenue that is going to be generated by the if I may, you have already indicated that we have crossed that bridge. Yes, we have crossed that bridge. Like I said on the day that I was making my U-turn, are we going to sit and wait for things to deteriorate that bad? Now, 2 months on, 3 months on, the case is in court. The government is not having the revenue to do what it has to do.
Then the court should expedite the case.
Exactly. That option is there.
Yes, it's there. But we all know in this country, Mr. Jechikwe's case, how long has it traveled?
No, Sammy, see, these are two different matters.
No, we all know how long it has traveled.
This case, as it is, has implications on what government does or what government doesn't do.
True.
It has implications on government's revenue targets in Myanmar. Now, over to me, I call for abridgment of time. in matters say no, but me call for abatement. Yeah, you see, let's expedite the process. Send a this matter will be determined amicably as soon as possible. Send a we can move on to the next leg. It is, I mean, you see, this issue is not going to be Jetty Question matter. Jetty Question, we've seen the legal gymnastics because of the processes available to litigants. There's an appeal court process, there's a high court process, there's an appeal court process, and say about Supreme Court. But you see, we've gone to Supreme Court for interpretation. You see, this is a simple matter. Invoking the original jurisdiction of the court on interpretation of Article 1041 with regards to the passing of the E-Levy bill. So I mean, I don't think that this matter should drag on for years. It's a simple matter. It's straightforward.
Well, for me, I hold a contrary position to the two of you.
Sami, if
the
the E-Levy has to be paid, no problem. But constitutionally, let Ghanaians be satisfied that every single requirement was met. There was no illegality. You see, because E-Levy has been passed. Somebody says there was illegality. Somebody says it was totally legal. Let the Supreme Court determine. Let Ghanaians now understand that this E-Levy we are going to pay was legally sanctioned or was legally passed into law by the majority in Parliament or by Parliament. Ebanesa is Parliament. Was legally passed by Parliament. Or let the Supreme Court say it was illegally passed by Parliament. Now you be assembling in our we move forward. But let's not go and pay E-Levy with all this cloud of illegality or legality hanging over the Sikana.
Is anybody thinking about legality or illegality?
Oh, Sammy, it has implications.
No, but is anybody thinking about it?
Sammy, the legality or illegality has implications on the money you will pay from first.
No problem. But I'm saying that how many people are thinking about the legality?
Some of us are worried. Some of us are worried.
The passage of the E-Levy.
Sammy, some of us are worried.
Look,
Sammy,
I can tell you for a fact that majority of Ghanaians have conditioned their minds to pay.
Sammy,
or use whatever means they want to. They have made their decisions
Sammy,
already.
If you transfer 10,000 cedis today, no, from
I'm not going to transfer 10,000.
If you transfer second May, if you transfer second May, 10,000 cedis, third May, 10,000 cedis, fourth May, 20,000 cedis, and this ruling comes, and the ruling says so, and there's a case of reimbursement. So I mean, how much would you have paid on that 20,000 or 10,000? And how sure are you? Say, Sasikana, it's quite an amount.
Yes, it is.
Then the church Sasikana will separate to me back.
And
how long would it take you to get the money back?
E-Levy now.
Oh, so I mean,
we have transaction with your mobile money. They don't produce. They don't give you a receipt for your transaction.
I mean, this is a system that is prior to mobile money in Ankasa. Especially when it comes to Sasikana yejeno or kasa percentage.
It is run on mobile money.
No, I'm saying that. So 1.5 no.
Yes.
I bet film. And you know that when the refund is being done, refund say a call from a GRA account to a finance ministry account to a telco account to some yenim. So to avoid all this uncertainty, to avoid all this, no, let's go and seek clarity to this particular matter and we move forward. Because me, I'm not ready to transfer 220,000 cedis.
I have said this.
Pay 1.5% E-Levy.
I have said this.
Now, when the ruling is hanging, when the matter is hanging before court, Sana. Now,
how many Ghanaians were thinking about the legality or illegality of the E-Levy? How many Ghanaians?
A lot of Ghanaians.
Oh.
Especially you see, on the back of the Justice Abdullah case, a lot of Ghanaians were wondering how the E-Levy was passed with Adjo Asafo not being in town. So I mean, a lot of Ghanaians were asking the question. But it looked like, you see, what happened that day was masked by the Black Stars qualification for the World Cup. It was the same day Black Stars qualified to World Cup, now 11 years past a year. So, a lot of people really didn't pay attention until after the excitement of the Black Stars qualification was simmered down. And Uncle Fonhu said, hey, can I pass 11? No. Now the question a lot of people were asking was that, I just have a buyer now.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, so you see, these are serious matters. A lot of Ghanaians are thinking about it. Some beautiful licenses here. Mr. Ghana for say, were they concerned about the legality or not?
In all honesty, Raymond, on this matter, dear, I think most Ghanaians are more concerned about what will attract the E-Levy.
That's all. It's as simple as that.
Legality for no.
That is all.
It looks to me as if, say, we are even confused as to what you pay in levy on at the moment.
At the moment.
Even government seems confused.
No.
Because GRA can come and say something. The next minute, they are saying this one is not among. The next, oh, this one is among. We are now considering whether to take this one. And then the telco chamber, no so say, they are asking that this one be exempted and all that. Where was the consultation? After I pass here, and after I buy beshe, ebe yi bibi efri me di bibi akeka ho anase.
Sa backroom arrangement na Raymond Oka say it will make it difficult for a reimbursement, you know. Yeah. Are the telcos even already set up for that backroom?
That is why I'm saying that. To avoid,
you understand? These are the matters we should concern ourselves with.
Sammy, I'm saying that.
Not,
Sammy Fati. Sammy Fati, maybe some. Are you telling me? Say, for a bill as important as e-levy to be passed by Parliament, you are not concerned about the issues of legality or illegality that have been raised. You are not concerned.
No, if you're supposed to,
you are not worried.
No, if you're supposed to, I'll answer that question.
You are not worried.
When we come back
that something that has to be sanctioned or given back to by the Constitution. People are raising constitutional issues of constitutional breaches, and we shouldn't be concerned.
You see, Ramon,
we shouldn't be worried.
You are tempting me to go and then
go.
I will answer you. There have been rulings in this country where any and everybody who has listened to the ruling felt that no, this ruling was awkward. It's a ruling.
But Sammy, this particular passage has an implication or an impact on your pocket.
That is why it's not about pocket. You want us to stay on the matter of the law.
Yes.
And the interpretation of the Constitution. Yes. That's your focus on.
Yes.
And I'm saying that there have been rulings that either affirm something which the Constitution is supposedly thinking. That Ghanaians have found very awkward and odd.
Yes.
We have accepted it.
But you see,
it's in our laws now, and there are references.
To what extent have those rulings affected our transactions?
But your argument so far, your argument has not been about money. Your argument has been about the legality or illegality of the passage of the e-levy.
This legality or illegality, in the long run, has an effect on some payments I'm supposed to make.
Then Fati and I's position comes in. If now you're concerned about how much you're going to pay, be rather concerned about what will be taxed.
Let me deal with the legality first.
So you go back.
Let me deal with the legality first.
Yanko Embra Yeba, I will attempt to answer that question for you. About rulings, ayati o ma we say more. Positions are near previously are suddenly. Yada ne ho ba Yeba, ibi di san komo no. And welcome back to the Happy Morning Show. I'm to say your day a sports updates na Ebrem Raymond Yamado I crowd what day sports mu in some Edebrem. Wait, when I play sports then so.
Sammy, my party for a choice medium time kakra. Na 7 o'clock and semeba, but na Sammy the Supreme Court near one na my party for a choice. But Sammy, a very important day, Mammy, I will Jumedi no so because my sports are me ETV any Happy FM no. Abrante bako a time echi dindindin a meka say me backbone ankasa e ba no me sports a me de ba no ene na woda it's on this very special day no meka say Anthony Maseno Anthony editor, Anthony me producer, Anthony obi a sami meka say me sports delivery nyina no ono na hyehyɛ bibia ma me a me de ba wa to mu say to asum yie pa ene I celebrate this young man Anthony Maseno for his dedication, for his support, for his understanding and his ability to adapt to bibia edeba no meka say apprentice way he served me very well and ene a special day me person me celebrate with Anthony Maseno. Anthony, wherever you are, happy birthday to you and may God bless you. May God increase your knowledge. May you increase in wisdom. May you be in good health, as always, even as your soul prospers. Anthony, on this very special day of yours. It is, Kakra Mekafa, my producer extraordinaire, Anthony Marcelo. Kakra Mekafa, so I don't know.
You.
Happy 98.9 FM and our Sugusu Autie, O share so the ETV Ghana and our share Adope. Jumediano air the Happy Morning Show. Now, Emraso say the sports update and Bremo El Jumediano so. Mamika will say 1xbet say, corner website to 1xbet.com.gh. 1xbet.com.gh. Register and be a new account. Register now be a new account. Obama opportunity to enter a promo code. Promo code they say enter a BETGH. BETGH. Now enter our promo code we are. About 200% bonus on your first deposit. Or first deposit obey no 200% bonus and a 1xbet at the Bema. 1xbet open bookies at the best markets to predict on a or say open throw into per corner kicks, a team to score consecutive goals, a VR to be used in the game. Nina 1xbet and a mouse are options no. Now almost say can't say offer option which is say goalkeeper to touch the ball in the first minute of the game and then you know your options are 1xbet pair and the mouse are options no until on the website to 1xbet.com.gh then you know opportunities are ubetumi abeti on ubetumi enyesika 1xbet say bet you actually because betting addictive betting the true and to bet responsibly now say bet for every taste undi 18 men call my website so coach betting betting there hweye ne channel wa hweye mu we ene nsem kakra 1xbet me fa bro ye ran nsem num na ye be ran nsem num a enra e wo Super Sports Studios no e wo Johannesburg South Africa no Côte d'Ivoire 2023 AFCON draw no etumi e course so na tournament ni ankasa de e be sha June 23rd to July 23rd 2023 now 48 teams and one qualify for qualifying round now 12 groups and opinion for etumi edituja and na osha 12 groups na ekopiemo na Ghana ekopiemo ewo group E now your opponents ebeye Madagascar, Angola, any Central African Republic. 3 countries we and Ghana and ombesi akan ewo your group mo and opinion for etumi de draw we etumi ahye so na osha other groups of interest ekopiemo na group K obehu Morocco, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Liberia almost omukopiemo ewo group K yakopiemo ewo group L African champions Senegal, omuni Benin, Mozambique, and Rwanda at the Befeso ewo group L na yefriho na yakopiemo ewo group H yaho and a host nation Côte d'Ivoire almost omujinemu dendenden a match no ombebon keke because qualified qualified that into other 2 teams Zambia, Comoros, and Lesotho no omenya kwenya se ombetumi akopiemo ewo mundial no group D and Egypt, Guinea, Malawi, and Ethiopia almost omakopiemo ewo and group C obehu Cameroon, Kenya, Namibia, and Burundi omunina ejinemu dendenden other groups ne there Happy Sports Alan Green at the groups nyina ebebrate here for we and groups of interest and media break here for watch media so Kenya and Zimbabwe no sisi no omo under FIFA ban na omo ntumi unsettle omo nsem nyina ansa na qualifiers ne sha ase dia and they will be removed from the qualifiers for AFCON 2023 we and nsem kakra afi ho eba enra Ghana Football Association confirmed say omonsa aka letter signed by CAF Development Officer our friend Raul Chimpenda ono the letter we ebe to just say Baba Yara Sports Stadium no dia you know every list of approved stadium for CAF FIFA Senior International matches at Ghana betumi abo na releaser omode buy no omo patch say one match approval and yama Baba Yara Sports Stadium say omo hosti Ghana World Cup qualifiers in Nigeria e boy no ntina one match pe na penyufo e ka say niam bebre e wo ho I say to me esesa and I to me improve e wo stadium no ansana ye betumi abo matches ewo ho and I be qualify and I be meet standard no now so far the stadium no in its current form it doesn't meet the standard in nya there stadium no qualify say be to me host senior matches senior national team no be to me abo we and nsema omode aba mpanyfo say to me niema ni nyina recommendations ni to me implement ni nyina inspection betumi akoso biom na inspection akoso a eno na ABI betumi enya penny say betumi use akopama no Ghana Football Association say after say omo sa aka letter we no omo de letter no akoto Ministry of Youth and Sport and the National Sports Authority nim say omo ensure say works betumi akoso on the pitch any of the pitch to resolve issues CAF raise senebeya the stadium can be relisted on the CAF list of approved stadiums for senior category A matches. We and in Sem Kakra, a free Ghana Football Association, Akachia, and also ABBA. After say Ghana, I qualified to AFCON World Cup 2022, no, Ewo Qatar, no. Kofo bebre and I say your firepower no dear say to me who be na striking options ni dear ye here bebre na say be ya team no bet to me ashare goals e tournament na eno na nkofo akasa saa na 22-year-old brand here edi nketia so ne din ba aba app say oya brand here bet to me naturalize amagana na we to me abobo na brand here no a podcast with a beautiful game in some brand here the two just say oh no dear any parents here Ghanaians now or you're open to the possibility of playing for Ghana and England already know we see akan Emma England under 18 under 19 under 20 under 21 see any dear we see akan Emma Arsenal Football Club nkofo bebre say brand here no we shall say no see akan our game mode there and the ball nyina et say Jermaine Defoe na we shall say na niema ekoso ni dear brand here say nationality switch there and then you say Ghana qualify for World Cup but yeah say our options are obetumi choose from yentie de Eddie Nketia Osiakan Emma Arsenal decision to play for Ghana and England. No?
Oh, obviously, like you said, my parents are both Ghanaian of Ghana heritage, so yeah, of course it's a possibility. You know, I think I'm open to both, whether it's playing for Ghana and obviously England as well. Like I said, I've played through the youth team, so naturally, when I was obviously younger, it just made sense. Obviously, they called me up to go and play for them. So obviously, you know, it's good. Obviously, being from Ghana, you're obviously happy that they've qualified for the World Cup. Obviously, I know players like Thomas. I'm happy for them as well. So listen, it's always good to have that opportunity to potentially do that. The situation I'm in is kind of like, that's priority first, like my club situation. You got to know what you're doing for the season. There's no point looking too far ahead when there's something that a big decision in your career coming in front. So I've kind of always been consistent when I've had those talks, or potentially to put that across that, like, at the moment my full focus is obviously my club and making sure I sort out things for next season, and then obviously once that's finished, then I can really sit down with my family and have that kind of discussion. So I'll just say it's open to both, you know, like I'm not closing the door to anything, and obviously it's great to have the opportunity to do so.
Eddie Nketia say enamdo draw and send coins. See any their options need their bebrena and the Danny Dima obey decision in Chibia. We and in some kakra free catcher eba. Yeremo our English Premier League and match day 30 of the English Premier League no go for so say match day 33 no a feature Liverpool and Manchester United and Manchester United could PMO Anfield. Now to me and your second dose of the Omuji in the first leg no. Now 4-0 and Liverpool to me Manchester United a brand here Diaz Sadio Mane and Salah Omunina won target and now Salah there 2 goals and to me Porto at Nama. Liverpool returned to the summit of the English Premier League table for the first time since October 1, 2021. Now Sisiane there Manchester City so omone Bobo friend Brighton be see akan Manchester City here to me win it there on back to the top of the English Premier League, but so far there advantage Liverpool as Sisiano almost 76 points our league table no so Manchester City was 74 points with a game in hand. Chelsea at a third almost 62 points. Tottenham at a fourth almost 57 points. Arsenal at a fifth 54 points. And Manchester United almost a sixth almost 54 points. See and a top 6 here after 33 matches. See and there 6, 7, 8, 5 matches to the end of the season. Ebeshe nim say na niema ebetumi akoso ewo ho. And then matches because outstanding match day 25 fixture because between Chelsea and Arsenal ewo London Stamford Bridge and as a game to me akoso na ekopiemo Goodison Park, so their match day 18 outstanding fixture be feature Everton and Leicester City, Newcastle United and Crystal Palace, so be share was in James Park na Etihad no Manchester City and Brighton and Hove Albion almost omodo be face Yeremo Italy and Coppa Italia second leg match so semi-finals no Derby della Madonnina second leg no etumi so San Siro. Inter Milan AC Milan channel by 3-0. Lautaro Martinez 2 goals. A branch friend Robin Gosens and also Baku to ensure say Inter Milan qualified to the finals of this year's Coppa Italia. And second leg of the match between Juventus and Fiorentina ebekoso Allianz Stadium. Now Juventus take 1-0 lead into this game. Ebeshe nema hwese na niema betumi ewie akensie we mo. Yenremo NBA playoffs no na 75th anniversary season no playoffs no Diego den na no any business end of the season ohwe sena dwumedie ne ekoso ne dia akansie miensa ekoso ena ene ahomachi game 2 Miami Heat and Atlanta Hawks ehia no na Miami Heat etumi etwa Hawks 115-105 abrantie a freno abrantie ba kwa na ogine mu dindindin Jimmy Butler abrantie no etumi enya 45 points 5 assists and 5 rebounds Jimmy Butler etumi eche ne bobre yepa power Heat to a 2-0 lead best of 7 series no akansie no ekoso FTX Arena Miami sa and akansie no etumi ebaye yakopie mu FedEx Forum Memphis Grizzlies and Minnesota Timberwolves ehia no 124-96 and Memphis Grizzlies omotumi edi win against we Jack Morant abrantie no about 23 points 9 rebounds and 10 assists against no ma sa and nyama ekowie mu sisi ane the series no tied at 1-1 after 2 games it is sa and nyama ekoso ho Phoenix Suns omotumi nya shock result of this round game 2 no New Orleans Pelicans to me etwa 125-114 and a shock result ekopie mu game 2 no ma sisi ano series no tied at 1-1 abrantie freno Brandon Ingram to me a power 37 points 11 rebounds 9 assists to make sure say New Orleans Pelicans no after 2 games no 1-1 and akansie no ejina akansie no beto aso and game 2 Boston Celtics and Brooklyn Nets because so den and Toronto Raptors and Philadelphia 76ers game 3 because so far the 76ers lead 2-0 into the series and Milwaukee Bucks and Chicago Bulls no game 2 on the best face so and ahomachi the way and same kakra me the bramo from the world of sports yabedani ehun kakra for more sports there mamenka mo biom say 9 o'clock ohene bampo brenya Alan Green the researcher and in penny for no montina say on the same nyina ebebre happy morning happy sports no so yabedani ehun kakra yababaka the happy morning show.
Whether we like it or not, the best candidate for the NDC is Owura Mahama, and that is scientific. If you don't understand that science, I don't know what science you are looking for. So what is the kind of contemplation I ever have to assume say any other candidate can do better than Owura Mahama?
So on the basis of usage of the word hegemony, how do you respond to this reporter Kase? Mr. Mahama Walker says scientifically, no, it is obvious he is the best candidate for the NDC. That the report says that Mr. Mahama is reportedly considering whether to run again, but we expect the NDC to seek to revitalize its prospects with a fresh candidate. Do you see this as a reality in the NDC?
I do not think so. So for quite some time, no, this uncle actually say if you Google my name, you will see say. I've had a lot of time on this subject.
You have just 1 minute remaining.
All right. Doc, the Ben say you bet Daniel one about shortly. For this aspect in here, me pa na END sa and come we say, and we'll try and raise Doc again on the line now. You know ND and come on. And Raymond, I think that I was building a point and saying that Doc about Humaniso, and virtually he's saying what I was saying. For me, I find this report very off, because if you read the entire document,
it says nothing new.
Not even that.
It says nothing new.
It gives facts and figures about the economy. It provides tables. It provides charts. It provides graphs and everything. And yet, it speaks not about who they spoke to when it comes to the political outlook.
Because there is nothing new.
And everything they say is virtually the opposite of what is happening in the NDC.
The other part is speculative.
True.
What must I say? So that's just it. I just don't get the import of the report. I don't know what it seeks to achieve, and I don't know what they want as Ghanaians or even government or even the parties mentioned to do with the report.
But you see, it's got implications for our economy.
Oh, Sammy.
Yes, it's got.
Please.
If there's somebody sitting somewhere who intends to invest in the Ghanaian economy, and the picture is being painted, so when you name him, so in the next 2 years, Ghana's economy may stabilize. And when it stabilizes, things are going to change. What happens?
Sammy.
These have implications. If the person believes capitalists are better at spearheading the economic revival of Ghana. Now, this prediction, any scientific data be provided, can say, oh, a socialist party is going to take over in the next elections. You think that person is coming here? It also gives you a sense of the foreign policy direction of the country in the next 2 years. All these things are things that people think about when they decide to do business with the country or not.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ray.
Sammy, this particular report about, I think that as a Ghanaians to me, avert your minds to the date this report was released. This document is said to have been published on February 2021. Now, February 2021 was just a few months after, say, a year 2020 elections. Sam, is that correct? Is that correct? Just a few months after the 2020 elections.
Yeah.
And so, you cannot say, based on happenings between February 2021 and Sisia Rekasa, April 2022.
Ray, sorry for rudely interrupting you. I know you were building momentum, but yene aye doc enwie enkomato tweno na afi yento ase. Doc. Hello, Doc.
Yes.
Now me bisa question say idea aye as obvious as John Mahama's candidature for the next primaries of the NDC so Mukoyi womo flag bearer. Now say report ye catch there say, oh, the man is now contemplating. Now it also doesn't also provide any scientific data say indeed the NDC is seeking to replace him. Is it a document you should be discussing in the first place?
Question says, so your friend is say data be attached Opa summary here. May that's how I consider it. So
okay.
Consider it. Who will data be scientific data be supporting some information media. And in India, I won't come with
Anyway, but in your circles as you know analysts, more discussing in Zambia, what views are being expressed at the academic level?
Yes, clearly, no. It is the future of this country. I believe we are looking at. Generally, no, people can do surveys. And say the surveys are just to create an impression for discussions, general surveys. And the idea is to raise questions, say the beya a man for to me, say be a puaresa. Na ye to me, I acquire a bit to me a fast one. I a manual seminar to me a share. And your man. Research must be taken seriously. That is something I need to say. Say, investigating into matters. Now, actually, on some. Ama omanfo enye bi akan na edibi akọ wadadwene mu fa enioma tete se ho no yare ehu hia pa bi etosumienu eboa ema yetumi shape policies around say sankoma yedi fa omano amanyo sem ho kwan fa so eyi mpenifo political parties no kwan omanfo ekọ fa so eyi mpenifo ne ade no in elections ne ade no a very, very important. Say, Uko man for no, when you are that J, next when you are right funding, now to become man for no, and Omuko Dinkomo, the kind of the internal democratic arrangement of the political parties, no, who be questions, both qualitatively, no, and qualitatively, no, to me, a measure, and you maybe, you how to measure, only pursue, only pursue. Such anecdotes, no, the voices of the respondents, no, no, ultimately the so no anonymizes our individuals, no. In the executive summary, it might not come about a little bit informal summary, no, because watching conforming in our voices in someone conform the voice of the people, the voice of the masses, no, and I say a sample now the you cannot measure qualitative research, but in some of my a bit better the motive, a bit a motive, a bit me say if you be atting to neighbor, if you be that you neighbor, it know what will be a good tape swap, much transcribing in our church, a be so a close-ended questions swap. More I run it through SPSS and I say any of the other forms of social science tools near there to be able to generate data any idea. Not more football Friday didn't come on a mixed method. And the bedroom pen so being in so be afraid. Even to me, I can say, Nipa a pemo and no mudding come on the NDC. HSS Nipa a pemo and mudding come on when this move. I wait to an initial and for say no much. You free on crown. Ya sound so I share eclectic community, make eclectic. What to me and sample, maybe you can do some representative sample using the Ghana's current statistics in terms of our population size. But do you have enough funds? How long can it take you to do that research? It will be very difficult to do that because you might not have the funding. But you can stagger it around the regions to take regional capitals. Maybe Kumasi, Accra, as major eclectic communities, say entreport, will be a far will be near there. You can look at centrality of areas. Be able to me, I tested some of this research near there to also get additional views near there. If you have a better secondary crowd, if you have a better malay near there, institutions be there to almost swap or catch a was some funding near there. What did he say to me near there? It's not the free happening in our informed policies. The Shani didn't come out. We take research serious. And not now. Every be a tremony as a band to a get to me, I get you and get you do home company. It's not research there, and then the governor of mine, and the director of mine, and the CEO of mine, your mind.
All right. Doc, you better ask and pay, sir, and pay Ujim and Eddie Nkomo. Dr. Edwin Fee, a political analyst, KNUST, what they the thoughts kakra, what they ever FM commodity are eating. Ray.
I started my argument based on time. The time this report was released, and this report was released second month of February of 2021, just a few months after the election. Now, Sammy, it beats my mind how the EIU would be able to conclusively say the NPP would lose 2024 election based on research on 1 year, based on what they've picked on the ground, based on the state of the economy. Because look, Sammy, you see, I have seen EIU reports from 2012 to 2020. In 2012, we were told, the late former President Mills inherited Ghana in a state based on the Juma 1 year between 2008 and 2012, no. Former President Mills, may his soul rest in peace, was going to win the election in 2012. Then things changed, and John Dramani Mahama came to become the flag bearer in 2012. Again, this EIU predicted that the NDC were going to win. Even that, they were quite emphatic about Mills winning, but about John Dramani Mahama, Osha reports, Namoka said, he has to prove to Ghanaians, say he and his party are fit to do the job. 2012 report, was there. Come 2016, they had come to the conclusion, based on numbers of the economy, fiscal policies, and the economy na bedrua. It looked like the economy had to be rescued from former President Mahama, because the economy had, your friend is saying, a flashback of how the Kufuor era ended. Mills by or be stabilizing Niama. Ultimately, Now bring on 2020 report now. They praise the achievements or they praise the work of President Nana Akufo-Addo. And went on to say, Sammy, listen to me carefully. In 2020, here you say, the NPP were going to win on the basis, say, people believe, say, they are better managers of the economy than the NDC. And these reports are there. For the avoidance of that, these reports are there. Now, Sammy, after Nana won the election in 2020, sworn in 2021, he releases a report in February telling us that the NPP are not going to win the election in 2024. When nothing really has happened. So from somebody who had done well and was going to be retained because Ghanaians thought so a better handler of the economy. Suddenly, February, EU said, oh, on to me win in 2024. So, it raises the question of what they considered, what they saw. Now, Sammy, what I'm saying interestingly, when you look at this report and you look at the forecast of it's laughable. And you see, I'm not impugning the credibility of EIU. Now, OSHA forecast Sammy, let me take you to inflation. Inflation will be moderate in 2021. From 9.9 in 2020, owing to ongoing supply chain disruptions and further weaknesses in domestic demand from 2022, inflation will pick up slightly. Owing to higher global commodity prices and ongoing currency depreciation, inflation will average 9.1 a year from 2022 to 2025. Sammy, as we speak, the NAC, what are we averaging? Let me deal with exchange rate. You see, I'm saying this because I want us to look at, even if it is based on economic indicators that we are having today. At the time EU came with this report, we have not even reached where we've reached today. Some of us are questioning the grounds or the basis for which this conclusion was made. Let nobody be excited, Sammy. Exchange rate. The cedi is under pressure in 2020, reflecting the pandemic and heightened uncertainty ahead of elections, and averaged 5.59 Ghana cedis to a US dollar over the year. In 2021, the cedi will depreciate at a slower rate to an average of 5.86 to a US dollar. Owing to improved domestic and global sentiment, the fiscal and current account deficit will both narrow. We expect a slower rate of depreciation through to 2025, when the cedi will average 6.34 Ghana cedis to $1 US, as monetary tightening supports the currency. Sammy, we've not even reached any of these indicators. Focus on we've not even reached there. Now, I cannot conclude. Say, EIU brought this report based on BBI, even your exchange rate now be drew. Ultimately, if that were the basis, some of us will buy into this report and say, oh, indeed, the NPP are losing grounds, so this report can be correct. But I mean, as at February 2021, nothing had happened. Even your projections have gone off target.
Yeah.
Ultimately, so what was the basis for drawing this type of conclusion? I mean, that is my problem in this one. Now, Sammy, let's come to NDC. And John Dramani Mahama. You see, Sammy, I kept asking you, say, EU report when we are because I mean, look, within the NDC, the rank and file of the NDC, and at the top hierarchy of the NDC.
Yeah.
So I mean, they are not looking beyond, or they are not looking at anybody apart from John Dramani Mahama. And you see, what is interesting here, and they say, this will be the first time in the history of this our Fourth Republic, a former president ever contested election. So I mean, you see that, because almost all your presidents, apart from John Dramani Mahama, almost 8 years in office. Ultimately, now John Dramani Mahama would have come in following the demise of former President Mills. It is after 4 years now. People still assume say it was under NDC and it was under Professor Mills. Ultimately, until John Dramani Mahama is here to serve his first was serving in 4 years pay. Until I can the second 4 years I'll be called. So I mean it is straight knowledge. Everybody knows say about your governance now. Every party bar 8 years no call, 8 years no call. Until predictions are EU dear bano. It followed the trend. And yes, sir, omako deep and omako ye research bia. Just say omako ye extrapolations and omako compilations bia. They can ipso facto conclude say indeed, Nyama betumi asesa, or the game can change at a point. Otherwise, we would have seen 2020 change the narrative. Simultaneously, but we've not seen it. Why is the MPP talking about breaking the 8? They are talking about breaking the 8 because if we don't break the 8, we are going back to the status quo ante. After 8 for MPP, another 8 for NDC. That is where we are going to. And Sammy, I'm tempted to believe that this report the EIU brought, this report, is premised on the fact, say, what you and I know. So, oh, yeah, after every 8 years, Ghana for SSR. After every 8 years, SSR. Because if it has to be based on any proper research or deep findings, it will be defeating what EU said about this government retaining power in 2020. It will defeat it completely. And Tisami, may this report and this John Mahama issue may have seen the NDC. So I mean, they don't look like a party that will not rally behind former President Mahama. They don't look anywhere close to it. And if the EU is saying that they have to revitalize or more chances now, so I mean, what is the meaning of revitalize? Revitalize now, see anything? Is the EIU telling us that if the NDC bring a new candidate coming up against whoever the MPP may bring, that new candidate will represent a revitalization. And no more patch. So I mean, they are practically telling us, bring in a new candidate, a new face, who will now struggle to find his feet against known faces that the MPP will possibly bring.
And what will even the new candidates stand on as their main basis?
Exactly.
Except they are coming to say, I'm a new person, and that's it.
Sami, again, you see,
why do Ghanaians vote? Don't we vote based on what achievement as a political party or as a government?
Sami, Fati, this whole revitalization of the chances of the party, Sami, it again throws the report under the bus. Sami, I'm saying that the EIU have done an armchair job in the comfort of their number 20 Cabot Square office in London. You see, where armchair job, this election watch are there on the armchair job. Sami, research behind the baby. Research behind for baby. Just sit in the office and throw something in the Ghanaians will buy it. And he did. Sami, they're not in Abano. EIU diaba. But you see, Sami, if anybody sits down to compare the 2020 report prior to President Akufo-Addo retaining of power and this 2021 and what they are saying, Sami, were voodoo analysis. This is a lazy analysis. And it was our election watch. Very lazy analysis. And that's why you see, Sami, when I was coming, I said I wasn't going to talk about this. Because a research institution like EIU, I would have expected, say, grounds are, draw some conclusions where the grounds will be solid enough. I'm not saying I know better than EIU, but I mean, on the score of this research, EFA election 2024, in February 2021, I beg to differ. And I disagree with the Omatura to Hono. I'm not saying that NDC will not win. I'm not saying that John Mahama, but I'm saying that basis are Omodubeba on this particular matter. And our grounds are Omodubeba on this particular matter. I know a hard drink. Now, I mean, this part of going to IMF, no. Projections they had made, no. The projections the EIU brought, no. They showed that clearly we were going to make strides.
So what would be the need?
Because some Ghanaians seem divided. Every must say we are 11 day in Kafako IMF. No, they have to come and throw it in there.
No, this report was in 2021. So now 11 day they can buy a pool. But there, even at that time, the numbers were even better. They even say they call IMF in 10 time. It says, I mean, this EIU research.
And America said, this one they just threw it in. And I say, no report now, your mom there, so they can edit it and release it.
Okay. But I mean, I think that EIU have done us great disservice with this particular report on Modiaba. Great disservice, especially about your election watch now. This election watch, you know, so I mean, I cannot believe the grounds on which such a conclusion can be drawn. I cannot believe the premises. Sami is flawed. Anywhere you go, Sami, data analysis or on the face of the results nearby, you know. On the face of the results, 137, and the man draws our conclusion. So if that is the case, they should tell us.
All right, Fatih, I don't know whether you would want to make an input.
Yeah, input.
Why your input that?
I mean, I don't get the imports of the report, and I honestly don't see anything that we've not read elsewhere. And the fact that they don't know that John Mahama is a sure candidate for NDC come 2024, no, and they are reducing it to speculations, you know. I don't know what to make of the report.
All right. Marefa enchia nkomodo fo bi na fe ye na ne ho na embra na happy birthday to you Madam Eunice Asante of EDC Stockbrokers Limited. I wish you an amazing life today. Enjoy your birthday, and this is coming from your 9 to 5 bestie from Clara Nyame Ado of EDC. So happy birthday to you, Eunice Asante of EDC Stockbrokers Limited. This is to wish you happy birthday and the best of life, and it's coming from your friend Clara Nyame Ado of EDC. On that note, you know, yebedane yeho na yaba na yatoa nkomotwetwe no eso anapa. So you welcome back to the Happy Morning Show. You were 15 more minutes and Sanaj Media. Your day ever back na we I know so follow conversation no ohu attitude person can be akwenya e wo honom membie phone line no antum mom ba bomodin say o be fa WhatsApp number no 0202222067 o de fa honom ba be kan sa near kan. But here is good news for all customers on Pay Angel Remittance Service. We CBG4 NSA information we yemfama Pay Angel remittance service for nyina. When we see CBG, your most trusted bank, has added Pay Angels to its remittance services to serve customers connecting Africa to the world. Since 2013, Pay Angel has been facilitating payments from UK, EU, United States, Canada, and Australia in up to 27 sub-Saharan countries, notably Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Senegal, Mali, and others. Access your funds at any CBG location nationwide with a reference number from the sender, a valid ID, residential address, and receive your money promptly. When it comes to remittance, CBG is your bank of choice. Remember, not all angels reside in heaven. Some walk the earth just like Pay Angel. Call the CBG contact center on 0302 216 000 for further information, and as a co website www.cbg.com.gh. Now also know when you more ND and come and as a more Facebook or more Twitter and Instagram. Now we hear CBG on sa na ebeka na oni omo edi enkomo enti bomodi asa onso oni omo bedi enkomo anopai em say yene eye opanyi ba ko ebedi enkomo na yaje ono nso ne thought ewo UCC eye lecturer ewo honom Mr. John Ansa we political science lecturer ewo UCC ono nso no yene no eni enkomo ye hese yensa beka eye Mr. Benefson Daily Dispatch was also a well known will be a elections homes and somewhere what you say pa focus no e be friend poster you know ebedi nkomo within the next 15 minutes aye wono nti yensa eka eye Mr. Ansah ne ebedi nkomo na ebisan say anya bia no wono so no report so wo hu a na dwenche e report no ho no atesen na ono so ede amaye but me hwe say okay I'm say yensa aka Uncle Ben yene no eni nkomo or your poster was also the senior editor the Daily Dispatch newspaper yene ending komo and the editor of the Daily Dispatch newspaper yene ending komo. Uncle Ben, good morning.
Good morning.
But you're not paying to then.
But you know who you but you want sir.
You could come kakaka Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben, EIU one report and the to home komo. Na a straightforward question. Ashe NDC in the mortar. Is the NDC looking to revitalize the party with a new candidate?
I think that EIU reporting is part of a 5-year report on Ghana. EIU has over the years done well with their research on Ghana. I mean, to give opinion polls 2.5 years is a bit long. But I think that one of the reasons they gave regarding Mahama is not far-fetched. I'm completing my 7th book on Ghanaian elections. And one of the reasons I've been doing some work on why NDC lost heavily, because NDC won 30 of their 32 seats back that they lost in 2016. But the presidential candidate lost by as much as 540,000 votes. See, that is why perhaps I mean, if elections were held today to elect a flag bearer for the NDC, Mama will win. In a year's time, I can't say Mama will win. Anything can happen. But you understand?
But since this is a 2021 report, now you're discussing 2022, no? Are there any pointers at all the NDC today would want to change their candidate?
First and foremost, if NDC loses 2024, there will be an implosion in the party. You understand? So along the line, 2.5 years, a year to time, they do a year to time. And now a year and a half to time. And the grassroots thinks if they change, they will win, they will change. If they think they can still take Mahama, they will take him. You know, I think that a year, 2.5 years to election, or a year and a half to electing a flag bearer is kind of too long to have that impact on 2024 elections. That is my view of the report.
Do you expect the NDC to win the 2024 elections from the EIU report?
The EIU report, I cannot comment on that. They are doing a 5-year projection. That is why I'm saying that you can't project 2.5 years to elections who will win. When your main opponent in the political battle is yet to elect his flag bearer, when the NDC has not even started party reorganization at the grassroots, because you know there's strong electoral machine based on the grassroots organization. So 2.5 years for me is a long time to be able to make these assessments.
They are also confident that 2024, the NDC would have a majority in parliament. Is that also a reality for you, from where you sit?
You need to bear in mind that they haven't had their primaries yet. The various primaries in the various constituencies, because when there are disaffections, when there are attempts to impose candidates, the fallout is people are apathetic, or you get people going independent to split votes. So for parliamentary elections, 2.5 years, it is post primaries and the run up to it that will give you an idea with that, because in the same way as NDC won 30 of the 32 seats, they won 30 of the 32 seats they lost back. If they are pathetic, you can equally lose the same number of seats. I mean, when you look at the 2020 results, about a third of Ghanaian voters are swing. And that is good for our democracy. And it will be a lesson to any political party who will take the voters for granted.
Now, the NPP seems to still be confident that they will break the 8 with this reporter, Waba out, you know. What do you see?
2.5 years. Apart from Nyankopon, nobody knows what will happen. You can't go into a battle. I mean, let me give you a typical example. The e-levy. If NDC is saying that people hate it, why are they not allowing NPP to pass so that they hang themselves politically? The NDC in Parliament is not stupid. They know that in the absence of the e-levy to get funding, the government may have to go to the IMF. They go to the IMF, one of the conditions is scrap-free CJ. Because if you think about it, that your opponent, you are saying the e-levy is unpopular, yet you are preventing your opponent from passing it. They are not working for the interest of MPP. They are working for their own interest. You understand? So definitely, I mean, 2.5 years is a long time.
On the back of argument, if the passage of the e-levy inures to the benefits of the NDC, why are they kicking against it? If the EIU report says there, with John Dramani Mahama, the NDC might lose the 2024 elections. Should the NPP not also be rejoicing, if that is the case?
No, but I think that I'm telling you, the EIU report, I don't usually comment on people, so and you can't do an opinion for 2.5 years to elections. It's unrealistic. You understand? They are doing their projections part of a 5-year report. Your main opponent is yet to elect his flag bearer. There could be problems arising for the election. Maybe they will choose a candidate the NDC wants. And there are a lot of ifs and buts. So you can't do opinion polls 2.5 years. If you say you are giving a projection as to what will happen maybe by October this year, fine. But you can't talk about what will happen in December 2024 in April 2022. It's just not realistic.
Final question here. Mr. Dufo, Dr. Dufo, Nansen, he's been making some incursions. Nansen will launch a program to resource the party's base, the masses, not the Mabutu Wage and Wanando. Does he stand a chance?
It's too early. He just started. You know, in the earlier convention, I think I said that if elections were held in April 2022, to elect a flag bearer for December 2022 elections, if there's going to be election, Mama will win. A year's time, I can't say Mama will win. You never know. A year is a long time in politics for things to change.
My final question. If you had any advice for Mr. Dufo, would you encourage him on the path he is going as to seeking the flag bearership slot of the NDC?
Why not? Why can't he? He's a senior member of the party. Why can't he contest? He changed to 40.
But
he can contest for the flag bearership of NDC. Anambwa.
True.
Yes. Why can't Dr. Dufo do it? Nothing stops him. And there may be one or two more credible candidates. You never know.
Can he win an election for the NDC? Hypothetically.
Pardon?
Hypothetically. Can he win an election for the NDC?
It's too early. You're asking me to guess. And the nature of the work I do, I don't guess.
Agaben, Mado Ase, Mabo Office Archer, and Mobo Modern Mafaho.
Marty, I pray for you.
But you, Uncle Ben. Mado Ase, and a pay. You, and aha. and ABC. Look, my friend.
Analysis say John Dramani Mahama lost heavily in 2022 elections, no? Considering the fact that
2020.
Yeah, 2020 election, no? Considering the fact that they made him rule to parliamentary now. So I mean, others have also argued in 2016 he lost by over 1 million votes. But he was able to narrow that deficit, no? To even bring it down to over 500,000. That also, no, an indication say times have changed. You know, that argument that
it's data.
Yeah,
it's data.
You see, we can turn the data anyway and say, okay, well,
it's data.
These are two constraints.
Yeah.
Where do we put it?
Yeah.
Do they want him or they don't want him?
True.
Would he be able to get the votes to secure a win or not based on two? No, it's just, I mean, I think that, you know, for me, the Omodia Banidias, I mean, I have my doubts, I have my reservations, but those who feel say it goes in their favor, so they'll jubilate, you know, they can jubilate. Those who feel it's affecting them, so no. So I mean, we leave it there.
Yo, yadibesi anum say yebre no ayabe ebe sorry so na ya hand over Emma Binyabampo and the squad and normal the sports updates ni nyina e de abro and ewie e pa ho ada ben so no ye de ho ensemble bro so fu nyansa ba kwa ne team so no o mabobon ho and then komo mo betwetwe e more day and in sempi uni omunhia. Good morning.